About a week ago on the channel, we reacted to an episode of Pop the Balloon, and I must say, we probably ran into the most charismatic character on the channel. He seemed like a total Chad. Everybody was really vibing with the guy. He was getting on all the girls, holding his ground. But there's a plot twist. There's a crazy turn of events. There's a girl on TikTok coming out to expose this very same guy. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about, because this right here, dog.
All right, now that we opened the can of worms, let's go ahead and talk about part 1 of Watch Who the Fuck You Date. So his name is Aaron. Aaron is my ex. We dated for a few months and it didn't last very long, and let me tell you why. He is like insane. It's like he has that little person
But I don't want to play devil's advocate. I know she's just getting started, but I'm really questioning the validity of this already, because you didn't really speak on bro until he blew up on that video. You wasn't going to say a goddamn motherfucking word if he was the same Aaron before he got on that channel. You know what you're doing.
talking to him in the corner of his shoulder at all times. Like, he's making up constant stories in his head about like that I'm cheating on him, that he's got to watch his back, that I have guys in my apartment at all times, and that I'm cheating while I'm at work, when I work in a clinic full of women, by the way. So let's take it back to the beginning. So again, we met. I lived in Arizona. He lived in New Mexico.
Okay, so far, before she gets into the initial story, it sounds to me like bro got some trust issues. He might not be as alpha as he was making himself out to be, and that he just don't care and he wants what he wants. It sounds like he could be another type of person than he previously shown.
I have a friend that lives in Arizona. I was actually just there. I was like, oh, dang, well, whenever you're down here again, let's grab dinner or whatever. He's like, all right. He ended up coming, and his plan was to end up moving to Arizona anyway with his friend, right? He ended up at my house so much anyway that I was just kind of like, I mean, you kind of already live here. His clothes was there, everything. So I was like, fuck it. Just, that was my mistake.
Did he have his own place before he moved in? I need to know, because this is the same guy that said he got $100,000 sitting in the bank. So that guy that said that, he must have the amount of money to get his own place. Let's find out.
So my mom ends up making dinners for us all the time. We're Mexican. We make huge dinners. And the first time he went, he met the family and everything was cool. But when we left, my mom called me and she said, are you okay? And I said, what do you mean, am I okay? She said, well, I see something in his eye, like he wants to hurt you or like he wants to control you. I don't know how to tell you because I don't want you to think that I'm crazy, but I'm just telling you to be careful and really think about if this is the guy that you really want to be.
Are we buying that Reaper gang? I mean, he could have left a bad first impression, but are we buying that Reaper gang? Upon first meeting, is a girl's mom going to automatically say, are you okay, and give you all of these warnings on first meeting? It's definitely possible. But considering the fact he just blew up, I'm just going to use a dash of skepticism in this whole thing, because you know how clout chasing gets.
And I was like, well, I mean, it kind of is already in motion, it's already happening. So then my mom invites us over for dinner again. I think it was the next day, and we play loteria. And I guess he was just like, no, I don't want to go. Like, he started little by little, kind of not wanting to be around my family. And I don't know if he noticed that my family didn't really like approve of him or whatever. I'm not too sure, but
I really don't blame bro. And like I said, I'm not trying to play devil's advocate, but I messed with Hispanic girls before. And my goodness, if you haven't already, if you mess with Hispanic girls, get ready to go to fucking 75 family functions per motherfucking week. It does get quite annoying. So if a guy just says, I don't want to go to the family functions, especially if he's not used to Hispanic heritage, that's completely understandable. I'm not drawing conclusions just yet.
Anyways, that was a red flag number 1. It's kind of like he was already trying to distance me from my own family. Like, the only protection that I have had is from my family, and he was trying to move me away. So when I first started talking to him, I was talking to other people, as in I had a lot of guy friends, and I don't hang out with too many girls because sometimes it can get overwhelming and a lot of drama can start.
A lot of guy friends means a lot of hoes. And I don't know why girls don't just keep it 100. Like, you're not finna just have a whole bunch of guy friends sitting around. We know what time it is, and honestly, we all grown, so we really don't care. So there's no need to lie.
They would still text my phone, and of course, I talked to somebody else before I met him too. It kind of just ended up going in the direction with Aaron. And so they would text my phone, and he would check my phone every few hours. Every time a vibration would go off, every time I'd get a notification, he's looking at me like he wants to, like, literally do something to me. I don't know what was going on. It's just that looking at...
If this is true, based on his behavior and the pop your balloon, that makes a lot of sense because he definitely came across as like he wanted to be in control and he wasn't going to take nothing from nobody. But it's a difference between not taking something from somebody and just being completely paranoid, having trust issues because you got stung in the past. You know what I'm saying? There's a big difference.
His eyes, and you guys know because you have seen that look in the pop the balloon game, like this video that went viral. So he starts checking my phone every few hours. He starts to track my location. I gave him my location on my phone because I was like, I have nothing to hide, right? And I'm always either at work with him at home or with my family.
Is there a problem with this? Let me know right now coming up until this point, Reaper Gang. Has he done anything wrong? Because unbiasedly, I'm not really seeing anything here because location and shit like that, a lot of niggas is going to do that. If he crashing out in the same punani, bringing you in front of his family, he definitely going to want that location. He going to want to see what you're doing now. I don't agree with having to be an FBI, CIA agent with your girl, but a lot of guys are going to do this. So we going to see how far this goes.
Part 2. All right, welcome back to part 2 of Watch
You didn't say shit in part 1, bitch.
Aaron, the guy that went viral on Pop the Balloon game. So, anyways, he starts to distance me from my family. He starts to track me. I give him my location because I had nothing to hide. Every time I would walk by the window, my location would show that I was outside. So he'd call me like, what are you doing outside? Who are you messing with at work? Why aren't you working? Like, that controlling, right? Then he starts doing pop-ups at my job, and it got...
I feel like being that type of control, and this goes for all guys that are always like trying to police their girl. Where are you going? Where are you wearing? Like, if she's really attracted to you and she really fucks with you, bro, you wouldn't have to do any of that. Doing all of that specifically is not going to help your case, bro. If you have any doubts, then you chose the wrong girl. You either completely solid or you have doubts. There's no in between.
That's so bad because he would show up in his work truck while he's supposed to be at work at my job that my supervisor had to keep watching me. We had to basically like... Everybody had to walk me to my car after work to make sure that I made it. And the girls would text me, hey, did you make it? Again, it's a clinic full of girls. So that was a red flag number 2. And then one time I walked outside to the cafeteria and...
Wait, if the girls got to confirm that you made it and your coworkers are concerned for your safety, that's only what? Strike number 2, red flag number 2? If you're really telling the truth, why not leave when you got to confirm with your coworkers for your safety when it comes to this guy? I mean, if it's not safe around him and you don't feel safe, why stay around? Why let it go 2 or 3 if 2 was so severe? Like I said, I ain't just gonna give you this shit, bitch. You gonna have to earn it over here at Reaper Gang. I don't play that shit.
He calls me and he's like, how did I know you were outside? So that in my head was like, circles are already turning. I go to my car to see if he put a tracker because he is capable of doing some shit like that. And I couldn't find anything. And then he pops up at my job like, don't break up with me. Don't do this. Like, I'll change. I thought I was going to catch you doing something. And I was like, how did you know
So for my summarization so far, he was too clingy. He got a little bit too pushy. And she tried to pull back. And now he's going on stalker mode. This is what I'm getting from the story so far. Let me know, Reaper Game, if I'm misconstruing it.
He said, I put my extra phone tracking you in your car and I left it on record because I was expecting to record you doing something, as in cheating on me or like messing around in your car. And I was
That's bonkers.
I was done. After that, I was completely done. I said, get your stuff, get out of my house, and come bring me my key. And he was like, no, I'm going to change. Whatever. I went home. He was still there.
I think that's kind of crazy because he the same nigga that said he got 100K sitting in the bank. Why you living off a bitch? If a girl tell you to get out, you should be getting out, right? You got the money, right? I mean, shit, you a certified plumber and you getting that bag. You should really have that bread to just get up out of there. As a matter of fact, the way you was talking, nigga, why the fuck you even bunking with a bitch? Why are you even bunking with a bitch? The way that nigga was talking on that Pop the Balloon, you would have thought he would never do such a thing like live off a girl when he ain't got his own place. Like I said, when it comes to this camera shit, bro, when niggas get on that camera, they activate, they turn into a whole nother person. You could really never buy what you're seeing right up front on the camera. You got to go outside of the camera to know that real person type shit.
He was like, let's try to work it out. I was like, you know, he already lives with me. He moved here, like whatever. And it was going, I was going to do it so bad. And then he went to go get coffee for me or something from Starbucks. And he was like, something's wrong with your car. And I was like, what do you mean something's wrong with my car? He's like, yeah, it started to act weird. And I was like, okay, hold on right there. My car, I have a 2019 Dodge Challenger. It's been perfectly fine. I kept up with the oil. I don't understand. All of a sudden you're driving it and something's wrong with it. Go to part 3. Part 3, and this is...
I ain't gonna lie. From part 1 to part 2, going into part 3, she really ain't said shit that really make this guy look bad in any way. At best, if we want to highball and reach for the fucking stars, just seems like he's an insecure simp. But honestly, the shit that you've described, there's nothing that you've really described that constitutes really dumping him or making this fucking video. It's really starting to feel like you just wanted to yap and say some motherfucking shit because you just seen that nigga go viral and he had his glizzy inside of you.
The last part that I'm gonna post about Aaron, the buff guy from Pop the Balloon Game and Watch Who the Fuck You Date. So, he was like, yeah, your car's acting funny. I was like, no. At that point, I was like, already get out of my house. Like, I don't want you here. You ain't paid one bill. You put $20 a light one time. And maybe you spent like $30 on groceries because I was going to cook dinner one time. But
wait, so that nigga, the nigga that got $100,000 in his goddamn bank was living with you for months and only put up $50 fucking total. And that's what I'm saying, bro. You can't buy none of this shit niggas be saying online, bro. Everybody get online and they got bread like Kai. They got bread like Speed. And then when the bitches start talking about them same niggas saying that shit, it seems as that the finances don't line up. It's not congruent to what they motherfucking said. That's just eerie, I tell you.
my mama
So eerie.
told me, do not allow a man to come into
Fuck
your
your
home
mom.
and
No,
pay any bills, because then he's going to feel like he has the right to either stay there or like, oh, I paid the rent, I live here too. But in all reality, everything that I had gotten was mine, and I didn't allow him any part of that. So
niggas need to take notes from that. You know, if you're on a lease, make sure if you're living by yourself, have yourself on a lease, your name on every bill, don't split shit. So that way you can be in a position that this girl is in where no one can invade your private space or try to hold you as an emotional hostage like, oh, I paid the bills, you're not going to kick me out. Don't let anyone hold you hostage in that way. Put your name on everything. Trust the Big Reaper.
I was like, all right, get out, whatever. He leaves. He still tried to contact me. I was like, no, get out. I grabbed my car. I went to my mom's house because I didn't want him to try to come back and to try to convince me. And that's what...
Try to come back and try to convince me, a.k.a. lay that dick on my ass and make me forget. You not safe, bitch. I'm rocking with you just a tad slight bit. But we're not stupid. We know he was doing good things. For you to let a nigga come live with you for months, we know he was doing good things. We're not buying this spinoff completely. Cut that shit out. It's the
my
Big
mind
Reaper.
all the time. Like, you guys tell people in abusive relationships all the time, like, you need to leave, thinking that it's easy for these women to leave. And it's not. Like, yeah, they've gotten hurt or whatever, but these women are completely head over heels in love with these men. So it's not easy to leave. So I did what I thought was best. So I went to my mom's house right after. And he's calling me like, dang, you're already at somebody else's house. You're already cheating on me. I was like, whatever. And on my way to my mom's, I start to feel that my car is starting to shake. I'm like, dang, like, what is it? I took it to...
Yo, are you about to insinuate this nigga the Joker? Like, if she motherfucking say she go to this shop and something was altered with her car that was never there and this nigga was trying to sabotage the car, that might sell me into not believing the words you motherfucking say. You better be being honest, or you're going to have to see the Big Reaper and all the Reaper gang with maximum
different
precision.
Mechanics that were like, it was the spark plugs, the ignition coils. I fixed that. And then I went to another mechanic because it started to shake again. And supposedly it was the same thing. They fixed that again. So I went to a third mechanic and he's like, I think they might have put sugar in your gas tank, but I would need to take out the gas tank to make sure. And I was like, no, I don't think he would be capable of doing something like that. Whatever. So I couldn't find what was wrong with it. At this point, I had moved out already because I was so scared. My mom had let me...
Wait a minute. Are you saying this nigga has been an insecure simp and putting sugar in the tank? That same nigga that had $100K in the bank? It's crazy. Plot twist be crazy, bro. That's why I love the motherfucking game for shit like this. You just be chilling, minding your own business, and the nigga you just reacted to turns out to be a complete fraud. What a day.
Money, because I needed to move out before my lease was up, so he didn't know where I lived. I moved apartments.
Sugar in the tank.
So at
this
this point, I went and got a new car. I went to the dealership and I got a new car. I changed my car, and when I asked him, hey, did you ever find out what was wrong with my Challenger? He said, yes, there was sugar in the gas tank.
That nigga put sugar in the tank.
So this man that claims to be very godly and studies the Bible and, you know, practices this religion, put sugar in my gas tank.
Damn, bitch, you going to hell for putting sugar in the gas tank? I mean, shit, that's wrong and it fucks up somebody's car. But what you equating religion to sugar in the tank for? God damn.
Tracked my car, put a phone to record me in my car, And I would do things like say everything he needed to.
You're not even bad to be doing all of that. You're not even that bad to be doing all of that. I'm going to take what you're saying with a grain of salt for the video, but I'm looking at you. I'm like, bro, you saying this nigga turned into the Joker. He turned into a mechanic. And he ain't really said shit, but, oh, he wanted my location out of nowhere, started geeking out of nowhere. You're being super vague and super obtuse, and I think it's intentional.
Like,
I'm sniffing that shit.
I cheated on you, like, because I was so scared of him being crazy. Like, this guy has a record. You guys don't know that. You guys really need to be careful who
we're gonna fact check that Reaper
on
gang.
This app. I don't want to say anything else because I feel like I already opened up a big can of worms. If you guys have any questions, I'll answer them, but I don't want to make this any more parts.
Yeah, so she tried to sit over there and play the sympathy role and try to make it seem like I just wanted to share my story like this guy was some fucking P. Diddy or some shit. He's really not. Seemed to me at most all he did was ask for their location and be a little bit clingy, but it's nothing to make a whole 3-part series. And if you ever waste my time like that again, I might have to pull out that RPG and shoot you with maximum precision, Reaper gang style, you feel what I'm saying? Now, because of what she did and what a whole bunch of people were doing with this Pop the Balloon performance or whatever the fuck you want to call it, people have been calling his plumbing job. And let's just say due to this video and all the calls that he's been getting, he lost his job and basically he's asking for bread. So let's go ahead and continue the story. Let's get
tapping in. I just want to give y'all a quick update, man. I don't appreciate anybody thinking this is a hoax. You know, today is one of the worst days.
I bet you he could jump out of those pants, literally, and them pants would stay still. They so stiff. Look how he's so stiff. Like, if he jumped out of those pants, the pants wouldn't fall down. They'd be on some Looney Tunes shit. Them pants would stay right up. I know they starched as fuck.
Being a plumber and getting my license was one of my biggest life accomplishments, especially with the lifestyle that I used to indulge in. You know, with that being stripped away from me, I still have responsibilities to take care of. And I certainly can, and I am going to take care of them. My birthday.
Y'all niggas is foul, bro. Y'all niggas made this nigga lose his plumbing job. Now, you might not. This is the thing about the dating market. You cannot agree with what someone has to think or do with the dating market, but that doesn't mean ruin their entire job. That's not cool.
June 23rd on Sunday, man. We're going up in the section near you, so stay tuned for that. The t-shirts is dropping. We're getting the sizes, pre-orders, everything ready. I'm still trying to do humanitarian work. For those that are asking me, you know, telling me to start my own company, I wish I could.
I'm trying to think, why is this nigga recording this with his shirt off? Because he thought about it, he set the camera up, and he took that shirt off, stood still, stiff, and recorded the video. Like, bro, come on, man. Old heads confuse me sometimes. Why are you doing that? I don't
feel comfortable with doing it where I'm at. You know, I can't post my location, my exact location where I'm at because of these videos blowing up. Now I got people approaching me left and right in the gyms, in public, in Walmart. I just don't feel comfortable with that. And I used to indulge, like I told y'all, in criminality. So I just don't.
And really, honestly, if he's a changed man and he used to be a criminal and now he changed his life, like, I think that's even more wrong to make him lose his job just off of his dating beliefs. Like, after everything that girl said and what he's saying right now and all the backlash, everything he did, I don't think it was justified for him losing his job.
I don't want my location out there, so I don't think that's the best thing for me to do. I'm not worried about nobody trying to hurt me. If you think you're going to do something to me, I promise you got something coming.
I wouldn't try that.
And
I think, honestly...
All right, now that we open
Let me pause this. Honestly, I think it's tragic. This guy was just another dude on the show. He was trying to show that he was a little bit dominant. He may have done a little extra, but he didn't do too much. So for this girl to drop this 3-part series that really ain't show nothing bad about this guy, and for him to lose his job and have to try to start a GoFundMe to try to put some bread in his pocket, y'all hoes be going way too far, man. If y'all niggas disagree in the dating market, then just don't watch the motherfucking video and let people live their normal lives. The Big Reaper's never gonna condone that shit. Now, if you like this video, if you like these type of storyline type videos where I put all of this together and try to make it some grandiose presentation, let the Big Reaper know, because I'm really trying to turn it up. I got some new accessories, I got some new flows, and I got some new shit I'm bringing to the channel. So I appreciate all the new subs for staying tuned, for staying patient, because we finna take the fuck off. If you like that, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on those post notifications. That would be great. It's been your boy, the Big Reaper.